So this is what we're going for, and other food, but like maybe some of those. Not that. No, 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 no. Absolutely not.
So today we're headed to the farm show in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Apparently, this is an annual event, and my friend and I decided to check it out because we were promised cute, furry animals that we could pet there. So we decided on our day off to head to the farm show on the last day that it's open. It's really cold.
The only people I see with a suitcase or any sort of
We're dramatic like that.
huh,
We're dramatic like that.
but we're problematic like that.
No, I say dramatic.
No, problematic financially.
Why? Like,
Financially problematic.
yeah, but like
Yeah, we are prepared. We're prepared.
for bankruptcy.
Yes.
So after a relatively long walk after parking in the cold, we finally made it to the farm show. The farm show had a lot of different things, like this giant sculpture of a cow made from butter. More to come later on that, but it's held at the Giant Expo Hall. Anyway, back to the cow made out of butter. Apparently, it took them around 14 days, I think, or 14 people. 14 was the number that came up with this, but it's very impressive. Like a life-size sculpture of a cow. There were also different vendors that were like sourced locally, and you kind of got to know the people behind these vendors. And there were a lot of people who were really friendly and willing to explain the things that they do, like this bee keeper. And then we also saw a lot of like the beeswax that were being sold, and the honey. And we actually ended up buying one of these like giant slabs of beeswax to kind of melt and make our own candles, because one, it's healthier, I think, and two, it's just fun. We could add things to it to make it smell nice. Anyway, but yeah, overall, a lot of small businesses, local vendors, and it was really cool to see. There was lots of things. Like there was honey, there was apples, and even within the apples, there's apple cider donuts, which was really good, by the way. I had one. You can probably see me eat one later on in this video. There were a lot of potatoes as well. So there's a lot of like fresh produce, but there's also a lot of like not byproducts, but like products made from said produce. Yeah, there were certain products that were actually ranked and had like little competitions as well. The maple syrup was one of them. But yeah, as you see, since it is the last day of the farm show, there are quite a lot of people here. I'm glad the vendors seem like they are all still here, so we were able to experience a lot and see a lot. But getting the crowd through the crowd sometimes were a little bit difficult. But yeah, there was still lots to look at. So up ahead, you'll actually see this long line. Actually, you see a lot of people, but there is this long line extending all the way to the back of the hall for this milkshake stand. And it is one of the more popular vendors at this farm show. It is a thick milkshake. It came in like 3 or 4 flavors, and it tastes kind of like a slightly melted soft serve. We also went to this maple syrup stand and bought some maple syrup, and maple syrup, like sugar cubes or sugar cube like thing shaped in maple syrup, maple leaf shapes. Anyway, be careful if you do buy them, just because they are very delicate and they can get squished by other heavy things. So if you do buy them, make sure to keep them separate. I bought them for oatmeals and teas as well, and to kind of just put in. But speaking of teas, here's a tea vendor that I actually got quite a few decaf, herbal, fruit, and some caffeinated tea from. And they had a very big selection of teas. If you are interested in it, definitely check it out. It also lists its health benefits. And for the new apartment that we're going to be moving into soon, and more updates on that, but I got some easy plant things, seeds to kind of plant so we could grow our own produce for at least the common use things. And there was actually this giant, very impressive, like kind of setup for mushroom farmers too, explaining how mushrooms are grown. But here we move on to the part that I'm very excited about, and that is the kind of like furry animals that we were promised. Here you actually see felted projects, as well as like, you know, things made with wool, as well as yarn and fur. This lady was very impressive. I kind of want to be doing this. And what I mean by that is spinning a kind of like yarn out of wool and fur. And she was explaining how she was doing it and how she controls the weight of the yarn. It was really fun to see. And here we have RJ and his alter ego. I'm just kidding. But here are the cows and the alpacas and the farm animals. There were horses too, but sadly we didn't record when we passed the horses. And there was like a whole stadium where there was horse riding going on. It was really cool. But I didn't realize how big cows were, and this was definitely a surprise. I don't know why I didn't think they were as big as they were. Maybe because every time I saw them, I was driving past them in a car. Anyway, they're massive. And there's actually a cow kissing booth there that was a very popular attraction, and that had a long line. So if that's on your bucket list, maybe this is where you could go. And there's also baby ducklings. Look at the one on the left. He's like happy and falling asleep. It's adorable. And there's a swimming tank next to it for them to swim in. And this is Cooper. We fell for Cooper. Cooper is a lob bunny. I don't remember exactly which breed he is specifically, but I think he's a lob. And he's just the best. I know we're not supposed to pick favorites, but Cooper is like, it's just this cute, fluffy bunny that is super friendly and will come up to you and let you pet him. And he just hops around on this table and goes back and forth between the guests. And we lined up twice to see Cooper because, oh, just look at him. My best friend and I want to adopt a bunny, and not stealing Cooper was one of the hardest things we had to do. But we love Cooper. Look at him. Imagine coming home to that. Alright, next we move on to the food options here, which is another favorite of ours. Here we tried some crab cake sandwiches, which were pretty flavorful and very decent, I would say. We also got some Brussels sprouts, fried Oreos, stuffed mushrooms, deep fried mushrooms, and like a bunch of other things that like fried pickles, as well as some fresh squeezed lemonade and a giant turkey leg that I forgot to record. But it was all really good. We were really hungry. We actually didn't eat breakfast, and this was actually earlier on in the day. We ate first and then started walking around. But yeah, we came with an empty stomach, 1 for the food, 2 just to make sure we made it on time. And if you want to fully enjoy the farm show, I definitely suggest coming early because there's so much to do. If you have little ones, you can take them on this carousel, or if your inner child wants to go on a carousel, go on the carousel. There's also these like duck swimming competitions where you use rubber duckies and you pump the water to make them swim, and you could race and see who's as fastest, as well as this fishing kind of activity with a giant tank full of fish. So there's a lot to do. There's also this setup that's you'll see soon with Christmas trees and fake snow. It was after Christmas. This was mid-January. However, it was just beautiful to walk through it, and it just looked so magical. But I had a lot of fun going with my friend to this farm show. We definitely spent more money than we should have. If you do like this video, let me know, and I can definitely make more of these if we go out. Thank you.